Wolverine is one of the most famous Marvel characters of all time, and for a handsome price of $100, players can experience his origin story on the good old PS3. Taking us back to 2009, developed by Raven Software, a longtime Call of Duty developer, with 51 trophies. X-Men Origins Wolverine completely outshined the X-Men Origins movie, which tanked at 38% on Rotten Tomatoes. But why is this guy so angry all the time? And why do so many people resonate with Wolverine? In this video, going for the Platinum Trophy will help us decide if Wolverine is truly a soulless, bitter war machine, or is there more behind those razor-sharp adamantium claws and chiseled frame? Are there any redeeming characteristics behind the story? A violent, dark, and broken past. And with Insomniac announcing a new Wolverine game in development, what legacy do they have to live up to? With that being said, if you're not into blood and gore, this game isn't for you. Over 18,000 people already have the X-Men Origins Platinum Trophy, which is higher than most Call of Duty games these days. The other two X-Men games with trophies aren't really up for discussion. PS3 X-Men doesn't have a Platinum Trophy, and X-Men Destiny received generally negative reviews, having all its unsold copies destroyed and delisted after a lawsuit between Epic Games and Silicon Knights. So I appreciated the fact that this game only has 5 chapters. There's a trophy for beating the game on hard, but hard mode doesn't unlock until we beat the game on easy or normal difficulty. Similar to the movie, we start out chapter 1 on a flashback mission in Africa. Oh, I have no idea what just happened, but somehow we're falling. The longest trophy in the game is for collecting all 95 dog tags in the game. All right, so apparently there's 1 dog tag right behind here. That's 0. There's also no way to see which dog tags are missing, so it's best to do these in order. But our first trophy is lunge for lunging to 25 enemies. Boom, got the lunge trophy. Later on, there's another for lunging 100 enemies. All right, going for another dog tag real quick. As I was getting another dog tag, I got the trophy for finding the mysterious hatch. How many of you remember where this hatch is from? Lost was one of the most popular TV shows in the mid-2000s. The show completely turned upside down after castaways on a deserted island find a secret hatch. So we find the downed helicopter, but our team is nowhere to be found.
There's no sign of the rest of the team.
They parachuted out but got scattered.
And at this point, the game is giving strong Uncharted vibes, which would make sense with the game being released around the same time, 2009, when Uncharted was getting popular. Next is the trophy for our first 100 kills. We'll need 2,000 kills for the What I Do Best trophy later on. Moving on, we came to our first Leviathan. Oh. Whoa, he does a lot of damage. For whatever reason, it took me a while to figure out what to do. But once I got the timing down, I was able to lunge on top. Oh, I got him, finally. Oh, wow. All right, I'd say we got him. Towards the end of the mission, we set out to reunite with our brother, Sabretooth. He actually seems like a really nice guy. From here, we jump 3 years to present day. If you've seen the movie, you know Wolverine left Team X, and he's just trying to live a normal life with his love, despite being nearly 150 years old at this point.
The tale of why the moon is lonely.
No, why don't you enlighten me?
The moon had a lover, Kwekuachu, but Trickster wanted the moon for himself.
Never trust a guy named Trickster.
All of a sudden, Wolverine smells danger.
Kayla, run. Don't ask why, just run.
But Logan...
Go! You. Hey, little brother.
And yes, he still has his bone claws at this point. This fight brings us to our next trophy, bar fight. But there's also a trophy called defensive for our first counter move. Defensive, we got a trophy. Fortunately for us, we beat Sabretooth. Got him. Trophy bar fight. But for some reason, Kayla is just chilling in the rain instead of running like we told her to.
I was always better at this part than you.
somehow he gets the jump on us and we pass out, only to wake up and find Kayla is no longer alive. Sounds like a villain origin story if you ask me.
There is another option. I can give you the tools to defeat him.
Stryker promises to make us strong enough to defeat Sabretooth, except he's lying. He wants to steal our DNA and use it for military purposes, which makes Wolverine go totally unhinged as he hears him across the room from underwater. Oh, here we go.
Targets contained near Lab 2. All units converge.
I thought this mission was hilarious because in the movie he just runs out naked. Speaking of being clothed, our channel partner, Into the AM, has the most perfect clothes for Wolverine. They're a 5-star clothing brand, all about providing premium apparel, all the way from basic tees, polos, shorts, to the best graphic designs I've ever seen. Every graphic starts hand-drawn by their very own design team, located in sunny Anaheim, California. All apparel is screen printed in-house with some of the best machinery and materials on the planet. They have some of the most fire designs I've ever seen, but I love their normal clothes as well. There's also a platinum trophy for using my discount code, PlatinumPaste, for 10% off your order. These pieces fit my style perfectly. I love wearing them for all our shenanigans.
Go for it!
Click the link in the description for your platinum trophy, 10% off every order. There's also a trophy for our first quick kill. Trophy, quick killer. And a trophy called Piggyback Ride for lunging on this guy's back. Oop. Piggyback Ride. I didn't even know that was a trophy. Next, Catch for reflecting a projectile back at the enemy. Being the wonderful guy Wolverine is, he finds a mutant girl that he helps escape the facility.
I can get there by myself really quick.
No, wait, I can... Look out!
But of course, in true Wolverine fashion, the girl gets taken from him and dragged down a hallway, further inducing his rage. So he sets out for more revenge. So he manages to save the girl, and it's here when I started to notice how selfless Wolverine truly is, shielding her from the bullets. And even though Wolverine has a healing factor, he still appears to feel pain as if it were actually damaging him. As we're trying to escape the facility, they decide trying to drown us is a good idea. Back in Africa, I went for the trophy for throwing 10 enemies from high areas. Now on the run after escaping the facility, the Slaughterhouse trophy was next. And the trophy for 500 enemies. And another for lunging at 250 enemies. Next is a cool trophy called WoW, which I assume to be a World of Warcraft reference. Let me know for sure down in the comments. There's this cool secret sword location that comes with a mutagen. We're also collecting these for the Mutant Lover trophy later on. At this point, I'm trying to get all the little trophies done on our way, like this one for 3 quick kills in a row. Our next trophy is for taking out Agent Zero.
Be a waste of a perfectly good bullet.
But for some reason, we get jumped by 4 Wendigo prototypes. But there is a trophy for it. And the trophy for Agent Zero.
Do me a favor. Take a message to your boss. You tried to kill me. You wanted the animal kernel. Oh, you got it.
At some point, I decided to take a break from the game because I had no clue what was really going on besides bodies flying everywhere. So I watched both X-Men Origins and Logan, which honestly taught me a lot about the game and even more about Wolverine's story. Back in Africa, once again, we tried a trophy called Environmental Friendly. Aerial Assault for 10 air grabs. Next, we infiltrate a secret government facility. We're looking for Wraith, who can help us get revenge on Stryker. But first, a trophy for 20 quick kills. The other thing about this game is the added puzzles all throughout, kind of going for that Uncharted feel I mentioned earlier. For one of the teleporter puzzles, we have another cool cake trophy.
Oh, I found the cake. That's fire. Surprise.
Which is probably another reference I don't understand. More robots and more of Wolverine being really nice to people.
Get back, freak!
What are you waiting for? Shoot me!
There's also a trophy for collecting half of the dog tags in the game. Mutant Lover for a level 3 mutagen.
Secret room. Did we just freeze? Mutant Lover.
Aerial Master for 6 enemies going airborne.
I thought there aren't 6 enemies. Woo! Got it. Let's go.
And Untouchable for 25 counter moves. And finally, time for one of the most iconic boss fights in the game, the Fallen Sentinel trophy.
Put me on the hand.
With infinite enemy spawning, I took care of the Heightened Sense trophy for eliminating 200 enemies with Feral Sense.
Boom. Heightened senses. Got it.
This took me forever to figure out what to do.
Oh, I'm in his thigh now.
But eventually, the armor fell off his feet.
Boom.
Then it's Blast Off, which brings me to a trophy I've been waiting for the whole game, Fly Through the O-Ring. I waited literally forever for this one, but finally, I saw a piece of junk that was different from all the rest. And of course, my mic wasn't recording, but you know I was saying something cool like,
I'm the best there is at what I do.
Finally, Wolverine does the impossible and takes out the giant for a trophy. A few hours later, our journey takes us to see Fred Dukes just like the movie. But instead, this time it's a grocery store, not a boxing ring.
It's been a long time. 10 or 12 100 pounds ago.
There's 2 trophies on the line here. First is for defeating Fred Dukes, and the other, we have to literally destroy every object in this grocery store. That's right, literally every Twinkie.
There's a box of Twinkies in that grocery store.
Like a baseball with arms.
Next, the story takes our noble citizen to the streets of New Orleans to find Gambit for a trophy. He's supposed to help us find Stryker's Island. This was actually one of my favorite scenes from the movie.
2 years I rotted in that hellhole. I ain't going back.
So literally, we did hardcore parkour all the way up a giant skyscraper. We started the final boss fight with Remy LeBeau.
Won't give up yet, huh, mon frere? That might be a good time to give up.
Got him. Woo. 52 pickup.
So after all that fighting, they shake hands and he agrees to show us where Stryker's Island is.
It's a long trip to the island. You can tell me on the way.
On to the last chapter in the game, we go back to Africa one last time for a trophy. Long story short, it's basically the same scene in the movie where Wolverine disagrees with killing the innocent and he leaves Team X. And we get a trophy for completing Africa.
Will not be a part of this. I didn't sign up for this. Back off, Wade. My brother, my responsibility, and my command.
Wolverine doesn't pass out. Storytelling, though, is a lot better in the game, though.
Now on the island, we pick up our last dog tags. But there's one problem. This one was supposed to be our last one. So now we have to go all the way back through the campaign and figure out which ones we missed.
Oh no,
And then everything comes crashing down. So we're about to kill Stryker when all of a sudden our girlfriend Kayla comes out of nowhere. She died in chapter 1. Just like the movie, they tell Wolverine the love was never real. So he does the incredibly smart thing to do, which is wipe his memory entirely. But Sabretooth is about to hurt her once again. I'm surprised Wolverine hasn't become totally unglued at this point.
I'm gonna end you.
Boom. Got him. Easy. Easy money.
Except the unthinkable happens. Kayla does actually still love him. She's been lying to save her sister.
No, Logan, you're not an animal, and I didn't trick you into loving me.
Then he delivers my favorite one-liner in the entire game.
You're alive because of her.
So love is restored and all is well for about 2 seconds until Deadpool comes up the elevator. Does this sound toxic yet? So we take Deadpool upstairs and take care of business for a trophy.
Here we go. Boom. Got him. Let's go. The Deadpool gold trophy.
Sabretooth and Wolverine somehow become friends again. Silver Fox makes Stryker walk until his feet bleed, then she disappears into the ocean. Thankfully, we take an adamantium bullet to the brain, which makes us forget everything.
I've always been Wolverine.
But now it's time for some cleanup. Perform a Wolverine lunge on Wolverine.
Oh, I think we did it.
Back to chapter 1 for the stick around trophy for impaling Sabretooth.
Got him.
The Bloodlust and Weapon X trophies for 150 Berserker kills. Whatever it takes for 30 eliminations with the environment. There's a spot on the bridge here in chapter 1 for the Slice and Dice trophy.
Oh yeah, that was it. That was 6.
Shotgun Epic Fail for 25 Ghost Quick Kills. Hot Potato for setting 20 enemies on fire. And right before I was about to get Blender for 200 Claw Spin kills, the game froze yet again.
Oh, please say I didn't freeze. Are you serious?
Boomerang for reflecting 25 projectiles. And at last, 2,000 kills.
What I do best.
Okay, so back in our undies, we need Apprentice and Samurai. Level up 1 combat reflex to max level, and then all reflexes to max level, which is earned by slaying every type of enemy. Then we also need Fully Loaded for maximum upgrades, which is basically getting to level 39. I was able to get Apprentice a while ago, no issue, but these trophies basically entail playing the same missions over and over and over to farm experience. And there's one problem. The wife ended up giving me a cold around this time. My sinuses were totally out of line, and I had to sneeze like every 5 seconds. While I was literally in an alternate reality, I was able to pop Samurai. And with my eyes barely open, this happened.
Finally. Fully loaded.
So we set out for our last trophy, Walking Death, for beating the game on hard. I'll spare you the details, but basically we were able to make it all the way back through the campaign. And for the final boss fight, we dressed for success. This fight wouldn't even be that bad, except there were about 10 times where I glitched and rolled off the map.
No way. How did I lose? What?
Bye, have a great time.
Oh my gosh.
Even the easiest jumps were starting to make me fall. But the worst part is this overpowered attack he can spam from a distance.
Wow.
So I kept trying and taking breaks to blow my nose after the NyQuil incident. And it's during this impossible boss fight that all the Wolverine puzzle pieces started to make sense. He's more than a violent superhero. Through this platinum and all the movies I watched, I want to share with you why I think Wolverine's story is amazing.
The Wolverine, not an animal,
Wolverine is a good person who always tries to do the right thing. Through his healing factor, he still feels the pain of every injury. Being nearly 200 years old, everyone he's ever known is gone and never coming back. To make matters worse, pretty much anyone he comes into contact with dies.
Bad shit happens to people I care about.
We are like you and I, angry at the world and ourselves. My pain drove me to seek God. Yours drove you away.
Don't tell me about God. What kind of God would let men do this to me?
The past isn't always our fault, but it is our responsibility to not be a victim of circumstance. Like Wolverine's origin story, he was just trying to live a quiet life in the mountains. Then other people happened. Pain happened. Wolverine needs true healing, and not just his physical wounds, but the heart too.
Our ability to understand God's purpose is limited, but we take comfort in the fact that His love is limitless.
I used to buy into all that, but I've lived too long, and I've done too much.
All right, here we go. Part two. Wolverine's final words in Logan are words that I think everyone should hear.
Don't be what they made you.
He's saying our origin story doesn't define us. That no matter how ugly the past might be, no matter what or who hurt you, you can still do great things. You can still have purpose in life, and you can still find people who truly love you. We don't have to wait till we're old to find true peace. The comic book show from the 90s actually gives Wolverine the answers he's been looking for.
Life will always be hard. I understand this better than most. People of every faith believe there is a God who loves them. Can so many be wrong?
Your anger turned away, and you comforted me. I will trust and will not be afraid.
Wolverine's story is the story of the Bible. The unashamed love of God pursuing us through a very dark, inconvenient, ugly, and painful past. And now, we're chopping more heads off.
Woo! I think I did it. Walking Dead. Let's go.
Except I didn't get the platinum. For some reason, I totally missed 2 dog tags somewhere along the way. So I had to rerun a ton of missions in hopes of finding the missing ones. I missed my first one on the Gambit Casino mission. And finally,
No way.
I found my last dog tag directly on the path that you literally can't miss. I must have missed it when I was high off the NyQuil.
Where's the trophy? Devil's Brigade.
Platinum. This video was different. Let me know what you thought in the comment section down below. And don't forget to check out Into the AM for the dopest clothes and 10% off every order.